Good morning. This is Lois Friend, and you are now Stamping with a Friend. I'm coming to you from Western Maryland, Garrett County, and it is a beautiful Friday morning. The sun is shining. We had rain last night. The snow is starting to melt away, and I think spring is around the corner. I'm just not sure which corner, but I think it's somewhere close by. Today we are going to be working on 3 cards. These were my February cards, and for February I featured the Nature Walk Suite Collection. It is on page 38 and 39 of the January to April catalog, and this set spoke to me as soon as I opened up the catalog. It's nature. The colors are my favorite colors, and the paper is gorgeous. So it pretty much jumped off the page for me. So we did 3 cards, and like I said, I used a sundry of other sentiments and maybe some other dies, but largely these cards were featured the Nature's Walk or Nature's Symphony Suite. So we are going to get started with card number 1. I hope you can see it. I keep my cards, or I try to keep my cards during class in the cellophane sleeves, so that because of a lot of movement and things moving around the table and people sharing things and opening, it can get confusing and my cards end up in the ink. So to preserve my cards so that I can use them later, I keep them in sleeves during class. So I would like to take credit that I designed this card, but I can't say that I did. A lot of my cards, I will use elements or pieces and ideas that I find online. I'm not a real creative person. I tend to copy and share. I case everything. But this card was part of a online event that I did in January. It was just demonstrators from 5, I think it was 5 demonstrators from all over the world. And this particular card was designed by Karen Hadler, and I believe she was from Australia. But when I saw that, it was like, she is speaking my language. So with just a few minor alterations, I pretty much copied this from her design. So we are going to get started. This paper, this designer series paper, is part of that the Nature Walk 12 by 12 designer series paper. It is the script, and I think it is in pecan pie, and perhaps that is early espresso. Sorry. All right. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to tear the top a little bit. And it's funny because when I first started stamping, I did a lot of paper tearing. And then I kind of got away from it. And you'll notice our designer series paper, there's 2 sides to it, and sometimes it's really hard to choose what you want to do. So I am going to take some crumb cake, and I'm going to this so that I don't get my mat. I'm taking our blending brushes, and it's just softening the edges. And do that this side too, or on this piece. And this is the back side of this. All right, and then I'm going to take this. And this just kind of, I don't know, softens the edges. It makes it a little maybe grungy. I don't know. Whatever look you're looking for. I think it just all blends it together well. Okay. Now, that aside. And now I'm going to glue it all back together. And you can just see just a little hint of that. Now I did change the size of my torn paper because I had to make one pack go for 20 people, and so I had to cut it just a little bit shorter, smaller for my class. When I made mine, I used the measurements that she had used, but then I discovered after doing that, it was like, oh, I've got to make this stretch because I only had one pack of the Designer Series paper. So, all right, I might need to add just a little bit more glue there. All right, now I pre-cut for class. I pre-cut all my pieces. I try to do that. I'm missing a flower there. There's an extra one. But these are all part of are all dies that come in the bundle. I did two. This is the Natural Hues textured specialty paper, and it is really neat. You can't really see too much from this angle, I think, but it's almost like homemade paper. It's really neat, and it comes in 3 different colors. It's very vanilla and this color, and then there's another color, and I can't. I'll try to find it. So those, I like I said, I pre-cut those. Now what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to soften them just a little bit with some crumb cake. Just add a little to the edges. And you can use, if you want darker, you could use early espresso, you could use pecan pie. It's really to your liking. Looks like I might need to re-ink my ink pad. And do that to these. Very vanilla. Just soften it a little bit. And then this piece of bark, it's also one of the dies. And I'm going to do the same thing with that. I think with that, I'm going to add, because this is crumb cake, I'm going to add just a little bit of early espresso. All right. We are ready to assemble. right. And this goes on first. And for these leaves, I'm going to cut them down just a little bit so that I can arrange just a little different. All right. And I'm going to take my piece of bark and I'm going to add some glue dots. And oops, sorry, I got off. You might need to arrange just a little bit so that the leaves don't go off the card. And add, do some dimensionals. Okay. Oops, I forgot to do these. No harm. We will add just a little bit of, we'll add some glue dots and pop those in wherever. And oops. All right. And if you want to, you could maybe attach some of these leaves down so that they don't flop around. I like them to flop around a little bit. All right. Now we need to do our sentiment. And I'm going to do a happy birthday. And stamp it. I have this little piece of a scrap of Very Vanilla. Sorry. I stamped it in Early Espresso, and now I'm using our 3-punch banner, and I'm going to use the center one. A lot of people ask, should I stamp first and then punch, or punch and stamp? I myself seem to have more success if I stamp first. If I punch and then stamp, I never get it quite in the right place. So, but it's all in what's easiest for you. That down. And then if you want to, I've got just a little bit crooked there. If you want to, there we go. You could add bling. I think this makes a really nice masculine card. Okay, card number 1 is done. All right, now for card number 2, we just kind of made a mess on that. I told the girls, I said, I'm not sure what this technique is called. It's just a mess. And for a little while, it does look like just a mess. So what we're going to do, I call that kind of shabby chic. I don't know. Is that what it would be called? Nature walk, shabby chic. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our own background paper. I have all this paper, but I'm making my own background paper. So we're going to start with the lightest color. I've taken my, excuse me, my biggest block, and I'm using Balmy Blue. It is the lightest, and I'm just stamping it around the ink pad. My next color is Lemon Lime Twist, and I'm doing the same thing. And the final color is Azure Afternoon. Is it Azure or Azure? All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add some water. And this is where the mess comes in. And I'm just trying to soften those edges. And I'll take a piece of Dairy Vanilla and drop that in on the ink or on the block. And pull it across, and you'll notice I've missed some edges, but we can remedy that after it gets dry. I'll show you that in just a few minutes. Now, in the essence of time, I did go ahead and did one so that it would be dry when I started to film. So it's ready to go, and this one will dry, and I'll show you how I finished it up. All right, I'm taking these branches or leaves or sprig or from the stamp set, and inking it. I'm using Pretty Peacock, which is one of my favorite colors. Pretty Peacock and Pecan Pie are right now my 2 favorite colors. I love them, and I think that's why I love this set so much. All right, and I'm just stamping the edges. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, I don't know whether this is bark. I don't know what it is, whether it's just grunge, but I'm going to take that stamp and this is what I'm going to do. Just random ink. This is full strength. This is inked off. Full strength, then right before it, right after it, stamped off, and you can do that as much as you want. Okay, now comes the magic. All right, I had an embossing buddy here somewhere. I know I had it. Here it is. All right, this is an embossing buddy. Oh, I need to clean my stamp. Take my embossing buddy and rub it all over the top. And this is what takes static away from the paper so that when you add your Versamark and your embossing powder, it won't go everywhere. All right. Now I'm taking this same grunge stamp. I'm going to Versamark it wherever. And it's hard to see. You won't be able to see it until we're done. And you can do that as much as you want to. Okay. Now, take the gold embossing powder. I'm going to do one more. I missed a spot. All right. Taking my heat gun. I love embossing powder. I remember the first time that I did that, it was like, oh my word, it just adds, I don't know, it just adds some real elegance to the card. You can see it melting. It does get hot. I have tweezers, but I didn't bring them over to the table with me. All right, it's cooked. Okay, then what we're going to do, we're going to add this to a layer of Pretty Peacock. It does, I didn't use watercolor paper. Watercolor paper doesn't curl. I just used our regular Very Vanilla cardstock. Okay. Then we're going to add that. Burnish this bone folder. Then we are ready to add that to the card. And then I'm going to, I made this a thank you, but I'm going to, make this a another birthday. I never have birthday cards when I need them. And so do that in the Pretty Peacock. Okay. My table's a mess. My table is a mess. Okay. And then this, I got, if you can see the little holes, this also is a die from this set. And it just punches little holes in it. Just adds a little something, something. So I'm going to I'm going to glue this down. Try to get it straight. Sorry, I went off the, I keep going off the, and I'm going to trim this down just a skosh. Can do it however you want it. There's not a right or wrong way. I stress that all the time. Move that up so that you can see more of the gold. And then I'm going to add these little pentagon bling to this. I hope I'm not getting my head in the camera. And that's all she wrote. Okay, so we have card number 2. And I promised you I would show you how to fix this. It's dry now. So what I'm going to do is and you can just fill in with your blending brush those areas that you missed that didn't catch the water. You can do it that way. You can always re-ink the block too, but this just adds just a little bit of extra. And there you go. Oops, up here's just a little bit more. And it just adds character. There's, like I said, I am not an artist by any stretch of the imagination. I know how to use ink and stamps and dyes, and that's the extent of my artistic ability. But this makes it so easy, and no two backgrounds are ever gonna look the same. I had probably over the course of 3 days, I think I had 15 card makers here in my studio, and they all did this card, and every one of them looked different, and that's what creation is all about. Okay, now the last card is, again, whoops, my hands need washed. Imagine that. This last card, again, I used the leaves from the Nature Walk. This circle is one of my favorite die cuts. It is from the let's see, Spotlight on Nature. I'm sorry, Spotlight on Nature. This So Sorry for Your Loss is from the Prayers and Promises set, stamp set. It is also in this catalog. It is on page 69, and this is a really neat stamp set too. It gives you all kinds of stamps for the front of the card or for the inside of the card. And they're prayers, or they're scriptural, and I really like that. I'm so glad that they thought to do that. And this was a set from A Million Dollar Sales Achiever, Carol Nordquist. So I really, really appreciate that. And this is a very easy card. Again, I copied this from a demonstrator that I found on YouTube or Pinterest or something. Her name was Jill Bling. And I think I might have changed the embossing folder, but other than that, it was pretty much the way she designed it. I'm looking for the embossing folder. It is all in a row, and it is on page 64 of the catalog, this January to April catalog. And you can, I don't know if you can see that or not. It's a okay. Like I said, in the essence of time, because I try to speed the process up a little bit. So we're going to go ahead. Now, I don't think I put anything on the inside, but I will when the time comes, when I need it. And then this is the Secret Sea. It is a favorite of mine. It is an in color, but it will be available for another year. And I'm hoping they keep it around. It's not navy and it's not black, but it's a good substitute for either one of those. And I really like it. I will have the measurements in the comments. I try to always remember to do that at the tutorial and give you a free tutorial. All right, then I'm going to pop these up, and they may need trim. It seems like sometimes when you emboss, they stretch a little bit. So I am going to pop those up with our dimensionals. I need I thought I had more of them. Okay, it'll work. I tend to use a lot of them. To keep them even. Okay, I may need to make some adjustments. Okay. I'm giving it just a little bit of a edge. Not sure how long I've talked, but I'm trying to make it the same amount. I eyeball it. I don't measure. Okay. I think that's pretty good. All right, now we've got our leaves. And got that. I'm missing one set of leaves. Let me get them. Okay. And I'm taking some cloud cover. This is on the last chance list, I believe. Stampin' Up! Was not happy with the way the ink reacted to the ink pad. So it's an in color, so they pulled it, but they left the ink refill available. You can still buy that. And if you have a small, what they call a Stampin' Spot, it's a tiny little, like an inch by inch stamp pad, and you put ink refill, for some reason, it didn't react to that type of ink pad. So this, like I said, this is on last chance, I think, but maybe it's not available anymore. I'm not sure. I know they pulled it, but I use it. I like it. It's soft. And I particularly liked it on this white. It's a bluish gray, and it's a very pretty color. And the reason I bounce it off is I tend to get a blob if I don't. Sometimes you want it, but not always. All right, I think that's good. Then I'm going to use the So Sorry for Your Loss, and that is from the Prayers and Promises set that I mentioned. And I'm going to use Secret C for that. And again, I'm using the cloud cover just around the edges. Okay, got that a little heavier on one side than now. I'm going to take some glue dots. I want to add some ribbon. And this is Secret C ribbon. And I'm just and then I take I'm going to add this there and this there. I'm going to glue that down just a bit. And you can use glue. You can use glue dots. You can use it tape runners. All right. And arrange it so that the leaves are stay on the card, so that you don't have to fold them up when you go to put it in the envelope. And then I'm going to use dimensionals, And I do not waste dimensionals. I use all the pieces. And there you go. Now I did get some fingerprints there. So, not to worry. My fingers, I should have gone over and washed them, but I didn't. So I'm going to take some of the embellishments, and I have embellishments and embellishments and more embellishments, and these, I don't know, they're just in my box. All right, and nobody knows that covers up. Remember, there are no mistakes in handmade. It's just opportunities for embellishments. Okay, there you have it. 3 cards from the Nature's Walk, Nature's Symphony, and I think that's everything. So, if you don't have a demonstrator, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and you'd like to have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to, I'd love to have you join me. And I think that is everything. We'll be back in March for the March class, and it will feature the Cute as a Bug set. And these cards are adorable. I love this set. I wasn't sure when I got it what I was going to do with it. I thought perhaps maybe it was too childlike, but I've moved past that because I've seen some amazing cards and layouts that demonstrators have come up with, and it's not childish at all. Although when I saw that little caterpillar, I thought of my granddaughter who loves the Hungry Hungry Caterpillar. So, and the paper that comes with it is beautiful. So, okay, I think that's all, and I hope you have a good day and a good weekend, and whoops, I will see you in March. Bye.